That's a cool guitar. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to share with you all my latest modification on one of my own personal guitars. I want to introduce to you all the Medusa caster. I'm so stoked to make this video and just share the process and showcase my art project. Let's get into it, all right? So in case you guys are unfamiliar with who I am and what I do, what's up? Nice to meet you. My name is Xander, Raymond Charles. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I love riffs, I love NASCAR, and I love spray paint. So yeah, we got all those in this video today, okay? So please do me a favor, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this infamous now masterpiece, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this guitar. And with that being said, man, let's enjoy the video, kick back, have a good time today, okay? You longtime viewers of the channel, you guys have seen this guitar. I've had this guitar in my possession for 4 years. This is my 2021 Ultra Luxe Fender Stratocaster that was once upon a time silver burst. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, he got rid of Silver Burst, because Silver Burst has always been my branding, more or less. It's always been my favorite finish. That's true. However, here in present day, I'm kind of running out of enjoyment, I guess we'll say, with Silver Burst. Like, that was a period of my life, still my favorite finish of all time, but it's like, it's been done. It's time to move on a little bit. It's time to try to do something else, right? Now, this guitar has been one of my favorites ever since I figured out a way to find some sort of love with a Floyd Rose and build some sort of relationship with a Floyd Rose, because Floyds were always just a pain in the ass, and they still are to this day. They don't ever really stay perfectly in tune, but you can get away with a little imperfections because what you get out of a Floyd Rose, in my opinion, is a lot of creativity. So like songs like Food Dog and Girls Night were all in this guitar, as well as her favorite as well. So yeah, this guitar has been in my life and has been a staple, give or take the last 2 years, I would say. But it was time for a change. It was time for an upgrade. So what I did is I just painted this all myself. All the DIY relicing and paint job is mine. And if you take one look at it, it doesn't look too professional. And that's the whole point, and that's the whole shtick. And that's like kind of my entire moniker with guitars. That's more or less my branding, right? Meaning I don't like guitars that are cute. I like things to look kind of messed up, and this is exactly that, right? I had insomnia one morning around 3 a.m. and I went outside and I put a bunch of paint remover and finish remover all over this guitar. Then from there, I crudely and abrasively removed the finish. If you take a close look at this guitar, you can see some of the original finish still around this guitar, and that's the whole point. Again, I don't want it to look cute. I don't want it to look pretty. I want it to look like, what the hell is going on with this guitar, right? So then from there, I really didn't have a clear vision of what I wanted to do with this guitar, but I wanted to do something. So first, I started kind of giving some cloudy pink and black spray paint all along this guitar. I was looking at it, I did the front and the back, and this is what the back looks like. It's pretty much more or less all pink, but depending on the lighting, you can see some of the black in there as well still. But once I saw that, I was like, okay, we got some sort of baseline, we got some sort of texture, and we have some different colors going on, black and pink, right? But now what? So then from there, I started to once again remove some of the paint job and some of the finish off of the guitar, and I kind of wanted to keep some of what I just did, but also take away some just to build more layers, right? Then from there, I did the exact same thing. I made it all pink and black again. And then I looked at it, and I was like, you know what? I want some design. So I went on Amazon. The stencil's outside, but I got a pack of stencils from Amazon, and I picked the kind of graceful filigree looking aesthetic and design because I have filigree all over my head. I was like, oh, that's kind of like what my head looks like, and it kind of has the swirls similar to these Indonesian food dogs that are on my hand as well. So it was like, all right, that's kind of close. That's kind of on brand, right? So I did the whole guitar, black and pink, with this filigree aesthetic. And then from there, I was like, dude, no, it'd be sick if we put a Medusa on here as well. So I got some jungle green paint from Lowe's. You guys know me, I love Lowe's. And then I did a gradient and like stopped right about here underneath the pick guard. And then from there, I spray painted a black Medusa stencil on this guitar, and it gives it such a cool flavor, right? Then I took some acrylic paint and I wrote Medusa on there as well, so in case anybody's unfamiliar with who that is. And then from there, I'll put up some pictures, but if you look closely in the video, I put some white acrylic dots for the eyes, and then I hollow flashed just the eyes. Because if you know anything about Medusa, her lore is like if you look at her and her eyes glow and like, you know, you make eye contact with her, she turns you to stone, right? So I was like, oh, that's so sick. Like, let's make her eyes glow on the guitar. And then from there, I started to remove some of the paint to give it a relic look. I was planning on, you know, relicing this organically, but I was kind of impatient. I was like, you know what? What's about to happen with this guitar? Because spray paint's not the most durable finish. It's not like a poly that's essentially bulletproof, right? So this right here, I lit this guitar on fire in January, so that burn's still there. So I started to take away, with the finish remover, some of the paint right there. And then I just took a pick and I started like just strumming really, really hard. And then I took a, what's those things called? Like, they're like silver. I'll put a spackle thing, whatever, like a chipper or a remover. And I just did that a little bit just to kind of speed up the process. But that's kind of where we left off. And last but not least, I put the guitar all together, and I did one different modification. There's no longer an EMG 81X in this guitar. We have an 85 in the bridge. And I did that for an experiment because 85s typically are for the neck, right? But doing some research online and, you know, just being curious myself, I wanted to see what an 85 sounded like in the bridge. And truthfully, everybody, does it really sound otherworldly and completely different? No. I have not done like an A-B Pepsi challenge between like an 81 or an 85 in the bridge, so I don't know definitively if it's that much different. Maybe it sounds a little bit different, but honestly, like if I didn't know any better, I would probably think this guitar sounds relatively the same. And the reason why I put an 85 in the bridge is because one of my peers, when I went over to his house one time, he had an 85 in his main recording guitar, and he didn't even realize it was an 85, and he's written so many great songs with it. So yeah, that was just something that like, oh, I didn't know either, and I'd play that guitar that he had a whole bunch, and then I looked down, it's an 85, not an 81. So anyway, yeah, we got 85 in the bridge, and then we got the EMG X SA single active pickups in the middle and in the neck position. 5-way still the same, one volume, even though it says tone, homage to Eddie Van Halen. And then we have the EMG afterburner because this guitar has always lacked sustain, so I did that several years ago. If I want more sustain and more firepower, I just grab the EMG afterburner. This guitar is tuned up to drop A sharp, which is what all my whammy bar guitar riffs more or less are tuned to, and that's pretty much it, everybody. So that's the story with this guitar. This guitar was my main guitar for all of 2024 from a recording standpoint, and now here it is in 2025, approaching 2026 now. I'm back and so in love with this guitar. I was never not in love with it, but I will say, like, once I got all my creative ideas out of this guitar, I started doing other things. Went back to baritones, started playing Jacksons, etc. But, you know, now the Fender Ultra Lux Stratocaster, the Medusa caster, is arguably my favorite guitar again. I still have a love-hate relationship with Floyd Roses. They're never really perfect in tune in my experience, and it's a pain in the ass. And like, you know, you have a lot of problems with Floyds, just with everything from maintenance to tuning to, you know, setups, all that crap. So, you know, is this guitar perfectly in tune all the time? No, and I'm sure this video reflects that. But do I really care? No, I really don't care. What I get out of this guitar is a ton of inspiration and creative ideas that I really don't get from other guitars. So this guitar right here, I love it, man. Even though it's not perfect, I've learned to just love it, and now I've made it completely my own, a one of a kind. Never seen anybody do this ever, and I'm really happy with it. So everybody, that's gonna do it for this video. Why am I doing that? That's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys enjoyed just seeing somebody take the liberty upon themselves to make a guitar their own and be unapologetic about it. I really don't care what anybody thinks of it. Like, would I like it if everybody liked it? Sure, but do I love it? Yeah, and that's all that matters. Nobody has a guitar like this, one of a kind, and yeah, I'm just proud of it, man. So just wanted to share my art project with you guys. I love you guys so much, and yeah, dude, with that being said, everybody, again, one more time, like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys so much, and with that being said, I'll see you guys in a video very, very soon. Love you guys so much. See you guys later. That's a cool guitar.